Hello, Tony Books Aviles here at my personal training studio, The Body House, here on Staten Island at 333 Sand Lane. Once again, if you're on Staten Island and you watch this program, feel free to come and join us for a class or a personal training session. I am here personally to help you with your fitness and your health and your wellness goals. Before I do this Monday's motivation, I definitely want to acknowledge the passing of one of my favorite authors, Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer has had a tremendous influence on my thinking, the way I look at the world. And so publicly, I want to thank him for all his work. And wherever you have transitioned to, Mr. Dyer, I want to thank you for all that you've done, not just for me, but for everyone that you've touched. And I had the pleasure of meeting him some years ago, and the same warmth that emanated through his books and his recordings and his videos, I felt that same warmth when I got an opportunity to speak with him and actually embrace him some years ago. So once again, thank you. Today I just want to talk about anchors and the meaning of that. What is an anchor? An anchor is an implement that is utilized with sea-bound vessels to keep them in place. And an anchor is a good thing if you want to stay in place, which is a great thing to have. Like, for instance, the Body House here is an anchor for the clients that we serve here. It's an anchor that brings them back to the mentality of I must take care of, as we use in our message, take care or build your body, your mind, that can add to that, build your spirit. So when they come to the Body House, it's their anchor to bring them back to that mindset and to that action, to that practice, to that hygiene of I must take care of myself if I'm going to take care of other people. It's part of my mission, part of my goal. The challenge is that an anchor can also keep you in place from not moving forward if it is utilized in the incorrect manner. For instance, if you've ever been on a cruise, when the ship is getting ready to leave, what do? One of the last things that they do, they pull up the anchor. Why? Because it's time to get going. You got to get that thing out of the ground so that you can continue on your journey, continue on your mission. And too many of us use the anchors in a negative way. And how do we utilize that? Very often, when we have some sort of challenge, we spend a lot of time asking the question, why? Why is it that I can't get myself to do these things that I'm supposed to do? Why is it that I can't stop myself from doing the things that I know that don't serve me best in my journey? Well, sometimes you have to fix your stuff in motion. I am going to repeat that. Sometimes you have to fix your stuff in motion. For instance, if the house is on fire, don't try to figure out how the fire started. What's the priority? You have to get the fire out. You got to put the fire out. We can figure out through an investigation later what caused it. The most important thing is to get the fire out. What happens if you have a flood in your house? Do you have to figure why the flood started? No, you got to stop that water from running. It's the same thing in your life. Sometimes you got to pull up that anchor and start fixing things in motion. Too many times we start to analyze why things are going on when we should be in the process of fixing them as we try to figure out what caused them. So what's the moral of this situation? Get yourself going. Don't let the analysis paralyze you. Like Tony Robbins says, don't have paralysis by analysis. The only thing that resolves issues like that is action. So get into action this week. Implement that in your life. Let me know what happens. In the meantime, always remember, put your heart and soul in your goal and be well.